Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be unboxing the real grade Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee Norn, and this was one that I was honestly on the fence about whether I would have wanted to build this kit and review it or not. I really loved I love the Unicorn, I love the Banshee Norn, I love the Banshee. I actually prefer the original Banshee more than the Banshee Norn just because I like that it's just a little bit more different. With the armed armor VN and BS on its hands, but the Banshee Norn is still also really cool. And the Banshee Norn, actually, to be honest, I kind of actually prefer it in Unicorn mode. I really like the look of the Banshee Norn with the in Unicorn mode, and the armed armor DE shield actually closed up. I think it does look like a really cool kind of long shield. So anyway, I did decide to get the kit and just build it up because I think I just like the RG Unicorn is just such a good kit, to be honest. Well, I did give the regular RG Unicorn kit a good review. I feel like I didn't really hype it up to be as good as it is. I think I was just like a little bit, to be honest, I was just a little bit disappointed that like it was the real grade Unicorn. We have so many other different nice kits of the Unicorn. I think pretty much all the different versions that we have of the Unicorn are all really good kits. So I just kind of felt that RG was just a little bit repetitive. So I don't know if that lack of enthusiasm really showed in that review or not, but I do want to do another review of the Banshee Norn here and really give it the proper excitement that it deserves, because it is a really great kit. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. As you can see, I got just the regular standard box. Like with the Unicorn, they did it so that the first run of the kit was done where the box art here is all in Unicorn mode. I just didn't really bother. I got that for the Unicorn, but I really don't matter. It's just a box. But speaking of the box, it is a very heavy feeling box, and it's very satisfying when you get a kit and and like the box top doesn't really fit completely on, and it's really super heavy. You can feel it's just completely stuffed full of parts. That's a really satisfying feeling. So I love that when we get a kit that's like that. This kit is 4,000 yen, so it is a pretty expensive kit. I mean, you'd want it to be pretty full, but I gotta say, it definitely does feel like you're getting your money's worth when you feel that. So as always, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for supplying me with this kit. So big thank you to them, guys. Do check out their site down below. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. You can save some money on this or whatever else you buy there. So just a standard RG box art style here. I like the RG box art. You can always identify them very easily. On the side of the box here, same stuff. Number 27 in the line. We do have to assume that the regular Banshee and the Phoenix will probably be coming out at some point as well, whether those be P-Bandai or not. We'll have to wait and see. But here it is in Unicorn mode. So as I was saying, I really like the Banshee Norn in Unicorn mode. This is just a really cool look for me. I like the kind of sleek look of all the just angular black design. And of course, once again, we have the same multiple tones there in the frame, with the clear orange Psycho frame being woven in there with just like kind of regular frame color. Some other gimmicks here about the transforming knee, transforming arm gimmicks, transforming armed armor DE, transforming armed armor XC on the backpack. And then here's how the kit is going to look like just straight out of the box. You can see the runners stacked up there, quite a lot of them. So just snapped up out of the box with stickers. That's exactly how it's going to look. Very good. That's kind of the one thing about the RG kits. If you want to build a kit just straight out of the box and do no extra effort on it, the RG kits just plain look the best. Master grade kits as well, but there's quite a range between master grade kits. I think RG kits definitely probably look the best just straight out of the box without doing anything to them. So here on the other side, just some action poses here in Unicorn mode and a Destroy mode, just showing off the different weapons. The revolving launcher on the Beam Magnum, also a cool thing. The armed armor DE, of course, they're opened up, and then the realistic decals, and then again the list price is 4,000 yen. As with most real grade boxes, we do also have some more stuff here on the inner box. So we have just some stuff showing off the HD versions, the HD Kshatriya repaired here. You can now face off with the RG, some other HD kits from the Unicorn series. Nothing on this side. On this side, different versions, the RG compared with the HG here. It's showing them to be about the same size, but as we saw with the Unicorn, the real grade is actually a little bit taller, and that's probably due to some very small proportion differences, but also just due to the fact that they had to fit a transforming gimmick into a 1/44 scale kit, so they needed a little bit more kit to work with there. And this is a collector's brand with a broad lineup. Yes, the HG line is a great line. So it actually doesn't show the master grade, yeah, or the perfect grade on the outside of the box, which is interesting. But here we can see just our RG stickers, frame, some molded gold parts. Nothing going to be plated on this kit, I don't think. Clear blue part for the beam effect on the revolving launcher. Clear parts there for the armed armor DE. Coming out right around the same time is the Bande Dessinée version of the Real Grade Unicorn, which is basically just the same Real Grade Unicorn that does come with the Armed Armor DE. I would just a heads up, I will not be getting and reviewing that kit for you guys because that's, yeah, it's just kind of overkill. Don't really need that. But in that case, you get this runner as well, and it would be in just the same pink as the Unicorn inner frame. Here we got some Beam Saber effect parts, inner frame parts, outer armor parts, a whole bunch more parts here, some revolving launcher parts there. It looks like a lot of different colors of plastic in this kit. I'm going to have to give it a count because I'm interested to see exactly how many colors of plastic are in here, but it's quite a lot for all the different effect parts and different parts going on everywhere, so that's pretty cool. Alright, our manual, going to be pretty standard fare as usual for a real grade kit. Box art face there on the front, on the back, marking guide where you're going to put all the stickers. At the bottom there, color guide, as well as a color guide for our standing pilot figure there of Riddy. Think what you will about Riddy. I think he was intentionally supposed to be a kind of annoying character you're not really supposed to like, so I think in that way he was written pretty well. But yeah, either way, he's just not really a very likable character. I much prefer Marita, and that's one reason why I prefer the regular Banshee more than the Banshee Norn. Alright, so here we have our parts list. We can see there are going to be a few parts left over that you're not going to use. I would imagine those are parts probably from the original Unicorn kit. Just looking at this, eyeballing this runner at the moment, I'm going to say those are probably a couple parts for the head and the collar part, maybe, possibly on there, maybe not. But anyway, a couple parts we won't be using on a couple of the runners. And otherwise, it's just on with the construction. As usual with RG kits, we do have some nice images and information here kind of thrown in between on a few of the pages. It's very, very tiny print, but I'll just flash that here in case you guys want to pause the video and read that. Then as it goes with many RG kits, it kind of starts from the bottom up. You build the feet and legs first, and then the waist, and then the torso, arms, all of that, and then shoulder armor. Here we have another section about the weapons, but in this case it's only Japanese. They didn't put any English there for that, unfortunately. And then finally the head and the backpack unit, and then the weapons. And then it's going to go over the transformation once you're finished with all the weapons here. Still going on for that. Armed armor, a bit about the armed armor there specifically, different from the weapons section which we previously saw. And then how to mount and equip the different weapons and do all of that. And then finally onto the transformations. So sorry, it's finally starting here on page 23 in the manual. So a very, very long manual here. So once you're through all the transformation, let's get a look at the runners. Alright, so first up here is our big sticker sheet. As you would expect with the real grade kit, we have a whole bunch of different markings which look to be in a sort of gold actually, so that's cool. It's really kind of dull gold, so white and gold here for a lot of those little just smaller markings. And of course we have our kind of like mirror finish parts. Some of those are going to be going like in on the joints and underneath some cycle frame parts, I believe. And then some eye stickers here, both for the visor and just the destroy mode. Eyes there as well, and cameras of course. Then we have our beam saber effect parts here in clear pink. This is SB12, or standard 1/144 scale beam saber effect parts. And I did do a count on all the different colors this kit is molded in, and in total we have 12 different colors molded for this kit. Alright, so runner A here obviously are parts for the psycho frame, all in this really nice iridescent clear orange color, and I do have to say it all looks really nice. ABS plastic here for this runner. Runner B here, as usual with real grade kits, is our advanced MS joint frame. So this is the kind of pre-molded parts there that you're going to cut out and use for the base frame of the kit. And then of course you're building onto that with all the psycho frame and other different frame parts. And yeah, we've just got a nice clear orange and metallic gray kind of mixed in together. This orange though is slightly different from the orange on the A runner. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that on camera, but often the easiest place to see the color difference when you're looking for something when the color is really close. To the naked eye, it's very easy to tell this is two different oranges, but just on camera, I think this is maybe the easiest way to show you guys. Also, the way they react to UV light, the A runner is much more reactive. The B runner is also reactive, but sort of in a different way. It sort of like lights up. It's a kind of purplish color. I guess that's just because my light is purple. But the A runner is definitely much more reactive to UV light. Here for the C runner, like most of this kit, is all just going to share the same marking of just real grade 1/44 scale Unicorn Gundam. So we probably won't get into any new parts until a little bit later on down the alphabet. But if you remember from the manual, a couple of these parts were crossed off. That was the collar piece and a couple parts there for the faceplate, which are going to be different here for the Banshee. Anyway, a nice dark navy blue that we typically see for different versions of the Banshee here. And then runner D1 here is just some more dark navy blue parts for a whole bunch of armor. You can see parts there for the shield as well, and all around on the kit. And then runner E1 is just more of the same, some more parts here in dark blue for leg armor, chest armor everywhere around on the kit. And then runner F is just more of the same, but actually here is where we get our two-tone color. Now on the Unicorn it was barely visible, the two different tones of white, and that's kind of been a staple of the real grade line is to have the multiple color tones. And with the Unicorn and the Banshee, they're kind of kits that you can't really do that quite as well with, just because you can't really add that much modification to their color tones. So it's really faint in this kit, so I just want to show you guys. So once again, when you hold them up right next to each other, you can see there is a very, very slight difference. The F runner is a little bit lighter and a little bit more purple in tone, whereas the E1 and the previous runners that we saw were all just a really dark navy color. So there is going to be a very slight difference, though when you get the parts right next to each other, I'm not sure how obvious that's going to be. Runner G is a nice big full ABS plastic runner here in that kind of dark grayish brown color that we saw on the B runner for parts of the inner frame. And yeah, this is again just more inner frame parts as well as our hand parts and other things on here. And then runner H is a 3-color runner here, a couple of clear red parts there for the head cameras and visor, some black around there for the backpack and the feet, and then some of that molded gold there for some of the details in around on the legs and skirt armor. Runner I is back to that brownish gray plastic, as we just have some parts here for a couple parts around in the waist section, and then the parts for the shield and the beam magnum. And then runner J here, obviously we're finally getting into some new parts for the kit. This one is marked just RG 1/44 scale Banshee. This is not marked specifically for the Banshee Norn, because only this bottom section here is what would be specific to the Norn. So I'm sure whenever we get just the standard Banshee, this part down here will be omitted. It will just be the upper part, which is just the parts for the V-fin. You have the transformable V-fin, the fixed unicorn mode, and the fixed destroy mode V-fins, and then our parts, other parts for the V-fin, faceplate for the unicorn mode, and collar pieces here. And then runner K, once again, is just a few new parts here. This one as well, also only marked RG 1/44 scale Banshee. So I imagine when we get the standard Banshee, it'll just be these two head parts here, and then a section on this side where we'll see maybe just a pilot figure of Merida Cruz, maybe, because here we have just the XC parts here on the top, and then a little standing pilot figure of Riddy here. So this runner, again, I'm sure will be looking a little bit different for the standard Banshee. Runners L1 and L2 here, I'll just show them to you together. L1 and L2, actually both of them, are just parts for the revolving launcher for the beam magnum, basically. So this is the same color that we saw before. This is a new color, kind of dark teal kind of color. And then runner M here, obviously the parts for the armed armor DE shield. And then we can see for the runner marking, it is labeled accordingly as RG 1/44 scale Armed Armor DE. And then we have runner N1 here, which is a little bit strange because this is in that same gray color, but this one as well is marked only simply Banshee. It's not marked Banshee Norn, but as far as I can tell, I think all of these parts would only be for the Banshee Norn, because it looks like these are all just parts for the Armed Armor DE, the transforming kind of arms needed for that. And the backpack possibly is what it looks like to me. I can't imagine any of these parts on here, I don't think, would be used, or any other part of this runner would be used for just the regular Banshee, but I could be wrong. Alright, getting down to just the last few here, runner O is just the clear orange parts for the Armed Armor DE. Runner P is in, once again, a new color. This is a very light, kind of purplish gray color for a couple more parts in the Armed Armor DE. And then finally, runner Q is this clear blue part, very sharp by the way, be careful, part for the beam effect part in the revolving launcher. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of stuff in that box for a 1/44 scale kit. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, I think I like the Banshee possibly more than the Unicorn. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, the Unicorn, he's kind of like, he's the main dude, but the Banshee is just so cool. So anyway, that's it for the unboxing, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the USA Gundam store in the link down below, and I'll see you guys in the review. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.